The Philippine-Korean Youth Forum 2023 will officially start in a few minutes. While waiting, let's hear a few words from our dear sponsors and partners.
Magli-leak as in kahit ano gawin mo. Ilang surf na ako, di pa rin ako natatagusan. Today, I wanted to talk about period cup, specifically the one that I'm using right now, the On Flow. It's been 6 months since I first started using this, and it's been doing wonders, as in talaga. Press ko kang gumalaw and all. So not only does it help me work out ng maayos, ng hindi nag-aalala, it also helps me surf. Ito-demo ko guys kung paano siya i-put inside the. And then what y'all gotta do is, your thumb, and then push here. This is what y'all gonna put inside. And then, pagpasok nyo ng ganyan, slowly. Pag nakapasok na siya ng ganyan, pusa na siya magpa-pop ng ganyan. Nasa loob siya, pero alam mo yun, hindi mo na siya feel na nandun, hindi talaga magli-leak as in kahit ano gawin mo. Kahit nasa dagat ka, since proven and tested talagang super safe siyang gamitin. For that reason, I think super effective talaga siya. And I strongly encourage everyone to use it. Make the switch na guys.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous.
Hi, I'm Kevin, taking up PhD in Business Administration, major in accounting.
Hello, my name is Cherry and I am taking a master's degree at the Department of Regional Infrastructure Engineering.
안녕하세요. 저는 Jennifer Hinlo-입니다. I am taking up Doctor of Philosophy in Economics, major in Agricultural Resource Economics.
안녕하세요. Hi, I'm Abby, taking up my master's degree in Tourism Administration.
Okay.
안녕하세요. I'm Martha, taking up my PhD in Geology.
We are from
Yangwon National University.
Piko ako.
Piko tayo! Matibay lang pa talaga!
Mabuhay everyone! I am Cariel Anna Berquilia, studying PhD in Urban Engineering dito sa Chuang University. And I am proud to be from Bicol!
Hi everybody, my name is Mark Joseph Montera and I'm taking Master's degree in International Studies. I am from Quezon Province.
Hi everybody, I am Arvin and I'm currently taking up Global MBA at Chuang University and I am from Tondo, Malaysia.
Hi, I'm Ivan, currently taking Masters in Smart Cities in Chuang University and currently residing in Parañaque City.
Piko ako.
Piko ako.
Piko ako. Piko ako.
Piko tayo! Welcome to South Korea!
Carnaval, Sunya Women's University, MA in Media and Communication. Piko ako, piko tayo. Let's go!
Studying at Hanyang University, taking up Korean Asian Business Studies a day. Welcome to South Korea!
Piko ako, piko tayo. Mabuhay! Hello, I am Jollibee Arirang S. Santiago, currently a freshman student of Part A School of Policy and SEMO of the Yongnam University here in Yongsan. My program is Master of Public Administration, major in SEMO International Development. And I'm looking forward to meet you all mga kapwa ko Pinoy scholars. See you soon!
Hi, I'm Adele. I'm studying my PhD program in dentistry, specifically in prosthodontics. Hello!
Hello, I'm Lester, studying Masters in Aerospace Engineering.
Hello! Ako si Lines mula sa Seoul National University. I'm currently studying Public Administration and welcome to South Korea!
Hi, I'm Wenron. I'm training in head and neck surgery and microvascular surgery.
Welcome to South Korea!
Hi! I'm Keshajem Garcia UC. I'm senior student from Global Korean Studies.
I'm Princess Pravi Karai, a freshman from Life Science Department, and we are from
Sogang University!
Piko ako, piko tayo. Hi guys, I'm Rusty Mandi. I'm currently taking up my master's degree in nursing here at Inha University. Thank you. Piko ako, piko tayo. Ako si Kenneth Lagamayo, MS Oceanography sa Inha University.
Piko ako, piko tayo. Hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm currently studying construction management at Inha University.
Piko ako, piko tayo. Ako si Dan Varias, isang MS Animal Biotechnology student ng Chung-Ang University.
Piko ako, piko tayo. Ako si Neil Patrick Uy, MS in Plant Biotechnology sa Chung-Ang University.
Piko ako, piko tayo. Ako si Arcel Elnar, MS PhD in Animal Biotechnology sa Chung-Ang University.
Piko ako, piko tayo. Ako si Ermi Mariano, MS PhD in Animal Biotechnology sa Chung-Ang University.
Hi mga kapiko, I'm Maya Tavena and I'm currently studying at Daegu University for my Master's in Special Education.
Hi, ako si Olga. Ito ko si Phoebe at mula kami sa Daegu University Korean Language Institute.
Tapos pag may nadapatawa na lang. Natural pero hindi makatingin sa i-upload ko. Bumagsak ako sa exam, tapos buti may piko to comfort me. Piko ako? Piko tayo.
Annyeonghaseyo! My name is Marisa Campol, PhD in Horticulture from Kyungpook National University.
I'm Shin Versabe, Masters in Geography from Kyungpook National University.
Annyeonghaseyo, I'm Lemo Lalagon, Masters in Agriculture from Kyungpook National University.
Hi, I'm Therese Genti Medina, PhD Horticulture, Kyungpook National University.
I'm Ronica Teng, Bachelor's in Food Science and Biotechnology from Kyungpook National University.
Piko ako, piko tayo!
I'm gonna use my skincare primer from Dasam Beauty. I like this because it's 3-in-1. It's a sebum controller, primer, and moisturizer. This definitely feels so smooth on my face. Next is their oil control cream that instantly removes excess oil, which causes acne. By the way, this has a powdery finish, so to my oily girls out there,
Hello everyone and welcome to the Philippine-Korean Youth Forum 2023 with the theme Crossover, Reimagining and Embracing the Future.
I am Yoshibed Yoyi Tamayo.
And I am Abby Salas and we are your resident hosts here at the Philippine-Korean Youth Forum 2023 today.
Abby, do you know what day it is today?
What day is it, Yoyi?
Today is our last keynote lecture for PKYF 2023.
Really? Grabe. Time really flies so fast, no? It seems like it was only yesterday when we had our orientation at the start of the month. Daga pa rin eh, oh.
Koronik kayo. We had our first track, Culture and Tourism, last July 5 and 7, followed by the Economy and Trade track on July 12 and 14. Last week, we finished our third track, Arts and Media, and this week we'll be wrapping up our forum with our last track, the Governance and Diplomacy track.
Pero wait, Yoyi, our delegates need not to worry because I heard we'll be ending PKYF 2023 with a bam. Kaya go, give us the good news.
Yes, that's right, Abby. Just yesterday, UP Arirang and the PKYF 2023 team announced the culmination day of our forum on August 5 from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the UP Diliman School of Statistics Auditorium, Quezon
And
City.
that's not the only exciting part, Yoyi. We will be accompanied by some of the greatest, hottest, and most talented P-pop groups today. Kaya drum roll, please.
Dig, 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 dig. Sino kaya
Presently,
yan?
press hit play, Yes My Love, and G22.
Grabe, ang power! So for our delegates who haven't signed up yet, make sure to register through the attendance confirmation form sent to the delegates Facebook group.
And for the fans of Press Hit Play, Yes My Love, and G22, you may sign up at bit.ly/pkyf-fan-reg until August 2 on Wednesday at 7 p.m. or until all slots are taken. All you have to do is submit the necessary requirements and like or follow PKYF, UP Arirang, and PPOP Perimeter social media accounts. After that, just wait for the confirmation email to be sent to you on August 3. This event is free and is limited to 150 fans only. So ano pang iniintay nyo? Sign up now at magkita-kita tayo sa August 5 at the UP School of Statistics Auditorium.
Grabe, no? Here at PKYF, we not only connect and encourage collaboration between the youth through various educational and cultural activities, but for the first time ever, we also conduct immersions to bring our fruitful discussions into a holistic culmination.
Grabe, tinan mo yung comment section, Yoyi. Mukhang marami ng excited na delegates and fans. Actually, ako rin eh.
True.
Pero I think we need to go back to our forum before we get too immersed in this exciting event. I'm sure our last keynote lecture for today will be as great as our previous tracks.
I'm sure, Abby. Alam kong hindi magpapahuli ang ating delegates from the last track. So should we check if our governance and diplomacy delegates and other viewers are ready this afternoon?
We should. Kaya, delegates, comment or give a reaction in our live comment section to let us know if you're here. For everyone's information, this session is currently live on Facebook and on YouTube. To our GND delegates, how are you guys and what are you looking forward to for today's session as we kick off with the governance and diplomacy track? You may tweet or comment while using the hashtag PKYF crossover and UP Arirang.
Governance and diplomacy delegates, flex your group by typing your group name in the live comment section. Who knows, there might be a prize for the most active delegates. I think kanina pa sila nagko-comment, Abby. Let's check.
Sobrang dami ng comments, Yoyi.
Kaya nga eh.
Special shoutout naman kay Paro Paro G kasi silang kauna-unahang nandito.
Yes. And we also have from Mix John Paul, Bugawan Seraon. Group 2, Neophyting. Neophyting. Yan. Ang daming paro-paro, G.
Meron ding Team 4 dito, Kay Chang. Marky from Kay Chang.
Actually from A&M siya.
A&M siya. Hello.
Hello, Mix Marky. And of course, we would like to shout out as well Group 1, Paul Doc Chingo, and also Group 4, Corphil.
Thank you very much, delegates. We really felt the energy from those comments. So just feel free to comment more about your insights and questions anytime during the lectures, and we will be answering those during the open forum later on.
Also, for everyone who is streaming this and would like to share it on your social media accounts, please use the hashtags #PKYFcrossover and #UPArirang. Also, don't forget to tag UP Arirang and PKYF in your post.
Noted, partner. But before we officially proceed to our main agenda, we would like to give thanks to our sponsors and partners that made this event possible. Philippine-Korean Youth Forum 2023 is presented to you by none other than UP Arirang. It is organized together with UP Korea Research Center, Office of International Linkages OVCAA, Manila Koreatown, Busan University of Foreign Studies, Association of Filipino Educators in Korea, Pinoy Scholars sa Korea, and GKS Philippines Alumni Association.
It is made possible by Korean Cultural Center in the Philippines, In Korean Podcast, Hallyu Wednesdays, flowerstore.ph, Dasong Beauty Korea, On Flow, Happy Hour, and Pulp Live World Productions. PKYF is in partnership with HalUP, UP Tomokay, Urban Chick Resto Maginhawa, Monster RX 93.1, and Now You Know PH.
PKYF 2023 is also in cooperation with the Philippine Embassy in Seoul, ISEC in UPD, P-Pop Perimeter, Ikot.ph, and Manila Shopper. This is also brought to you by A-Pop Books, Aja International Academy, Anyong PNU, UP Debak, UP Samahang Linguistika at One Soul PH. Partner, sobrang dami nating sponsors. Anong masasabi mo?
Kaya nga we would like to thank our sponsors. Pinapasalamatan natin sila in every keynote lecture and workshop. So salamat to our partners and sponsors. And now I am pretty sure that all of us are eager to start this keynote lecture. Before we begin, we would just like to inform our delegates and our viewers that we're only going to have one speaker today due to an urgent change in the schedule of our second speaker. To our governance and diplomacy delegates, make sure to stay tuned on the delegates Facebook group for the new schedule of your track. Thank you, and we appreciate your understanding.
I'm sure that we will gain more than enough knowledge from even just one speaker today. Without further ado, let me introduce her. Korea Studies, ASEAN-Korea Relations, Filipinos in Korea, and environmental politics are the research interests of our speaker for today. She obtained her doctoral degree in political science from Yonsei University, Seoul in 2016, and her master's degree in Korean Studies in 2012 from the same university. Prior to her graduate studies in Korea, Professor Palumbarit studied at the Asian Center, UP Diliman, with Korea as her country of specialization. She is currently an associate professor at the Asian Center University of the Philippines, Diliman, and is in charge of the Korea Studies program of the center. Aside from handling courses on Korea, she also teaches a class on environmental politics. Let us all welcome Dr. Michelle Palumbarit as she talks about student movements and activisms in the Philippines and South Korea. Let us all give her a virtual round of applause.
Okay, thank you, Abby and Yoyi, for your generous introduction. Annyeonghaseyo, anong sayo, sabi nga nila. Good afternoon, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat, and maayong ugto sa atong tanan. Okay, so before I proceed to my presentation proper, I'd like to thank the organizer, the UP Arirang, for organizing this yearly Philippine-Korea Youth Forum, and for inviting me, of course, the Young at Heart presenter, to this event. When UP Arirang invited me to speak again to this event, I was very happy and honored, and that I'm so flattered to be part of this event again. Not to mention that I felt younger again. So at first I thought of talking about the North Korean politics and Korean politics. They are important topics, of course, but I decided to talk about something that is equally important and very close to my heart because I was part of it, and that is being a graduate student in Korea for some time. So I hope to share with our participants very important points, or interesting points, that may be of use to our young people here, as well as to those who are young at heart like me here. And okay, can you please show me the slide, Miss Abby? Okay, thank you. As you can see in the slide, the thing that I would really like to briefly talk about is student migration, with a question of, is it a classic example of brain drain? Okay. So as we all know, with many young people, young Filipino people going abroad for work and studying abroad with the aim of living in the country where they study, their host countries, these questions are valid, really. Are we doomed here in the Philippines? Or is it the end of the road for the Philippines? So the pessimist in me, in us, would say, isn't it obvious the loss of these precious human resources have had negative impacts to our society and development? We have lost skills and knowledge needed for our very own development. Definitely, we're saying we are suffering from a brain drain. Of course, there are truths to this. figures of Filipino people living every day at an average of 5,000 per day, and the quality of our education worsening are just a few concrete examples. Yet, the optimist in us, in me, would say, we've also gained. I would like to contend, next slide, please. I would really like to contend that student migration, particularly to Korea, have positively contributed to our society and that its potential has been really underutilized. So the Filipino students in Korea, I believe, have performed three significant roles, whether they realize it or not. The first of which is that they have become Philippine ambassadors who promote a positive image of the country and of the Filipino abroad. Second, they are also sources of knowledge, skills, and information. And finally, they have become inspiration and help to others as well. Next slide, please. So let me take the case of the Filipino organization, particularly the student migrants to Korea, with a focus on a particular organization, which is the JKS PAA, or the Global Korea Scholarship Philippine Alumni Association. Okay? It's an organization of students who studied and graduated in Korea universities under the Korean government scholarship. And I'd like to focus this talk on the higher education, that is from the bachelor's degree to doctoral degree. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so let's start with statistics. So according to these figures, based on the statistics from the ASEAN Korea Center, there were about 40,000 registered Filipinos in Korea. If you look at the figures of the Philippines here, between Myanmar and Singapore, there's a 150% increase from the number of Filipinos in 2000 compared with the numbers in 2000. So including those unregistered Filipinos, the number could be about 50,000 according to the Ministry of Justice. So thanks to K-pop, the number of Filipinos going to Korea has been increasing through the years. Okay, next slide, please. However, if we compare our number with other ASEAN nationals, the Philippines rank third, next to Vietnam and Thailand. So Vietnam comprised the most number of ASEAN nationals in Korea as of December 2021, followed by Thailand and then the Philippines. Specifically, there were about 50,000 Filipinos, while there were 230,000 Vietnamese and about 210,000 Thais in Korea. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so in terms of Filipino students in Korea from 1980 to 2021, if we look at the statistics, in 2020, there were 558 Filipino students studying in higher education, in the tertiary education in Korea. So if you look at the figures, there was none in the 1980s, right? In the 1990s, there were only 9. In 2000, there were 37, right? But the increase started really in 2010. And thereafter, in 2017, the number doubled to 795, or around 800 students in 2017. Okay, so again, next slide, please. If we compare this with our ASEAN neighbors, we ranked fifth, next to Vietnam, Indonesia, Myanmar, Thailand, and Malaysia. Okay, look at Vietnam here. Vietnam comprised of about 91% of the total number of ASEAN students in Korea as of December 2021. So specifically, there were about 63,000, if I'm not mistaken, 67,000 Vietnamese students in Korea, comprising about, as I mentioned, 91% of the entire student population from the ASEAN. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now, as you can see in the previous slides I showed, there were about 500,000 of ASEAN peoples in Korea in 2021. Again, thanks to K-pop and the growing relations of ASEAN and Korea, with a particular mention of the former President Moon Jae-in's New Southern policy. More and more people are going to Korea. And obviously, we in the ASEAN have very positive images about Korea. And it makes me also wonder, maybe you also wonder, how about Korea and the Korean people? What do they think about the ASEAN region? What do they think about the ASEAN peoples? And specifically, what do they think about the Philippines and its people, right? So I'm really interested to share with you the studies, the surveys conducted by the ASEAN Korea Center regarding the perceptions of Koreans towards ASEAN and ASEAN people and vice versa. Okay. The ASEAN Korea conducted, to my knowledge, three surveys on this. So let's start with the first one in 2017. If you can see on this slide, Korean youth, that is ages between 15 and 34, were asked how they perceive ASEAN region and its people. Okay, so here, as you can see, that Koreans viewed the region as, the big words here, developing country, hot, a vacation spot, and poverty, among others. As regards its people, the Korean youth viewed the people as migrant workers, kindness, foreign labor, darkish and kindness, right, among others. So next slide, please. In the same manner, okay, so the ASEAN youth also were surveyed, and they were viewed Korea, the image of Korea to them, as developed. You can see that one, beautiful, technology, safe, clean, transportation, among others, right? You also have modern there, advanced. As for the people, they viewed the ASEAN peoples as an image of Korea. Oh, sorry. As for the Korean people, the ASEAN youth viewed the Koreans as friendly, kind, hardworking, and nice. Okay, next slide, please. In the same study in 2021, okay, this time the survey group divided the groups into three. As you can see here, from the left, we have the local ASEAN youth, the ASEAN youth in Korea, and then the Korean youth here in Korea. Okay, so when asked about what word comes to your mind when you think of Korea, the local ASEAN youth and the ASEAN youth in Korea's views did not differ much. Okay, as you can see, the ASEAN youth viewed Korea as the land of the K-pop, the K-drama, Korean food, soul, kimchi, beautiful technology, and culture. Okay, so meanwhile, Korean youth were asked this question: what word comes to your mind when you think of ASEAN? Okay, so the Korean youth viewed the ASEAN region as a developing country, hot temperature, poor vacation spot, low prices, and tropical climate. Next slide, please. Meanwhile, when asked about what word comes to your mind when you think of Korean people, the ASEAN youth answered the Korean people view them as pretty, diligent, light skinned, kind, friendly, fast, good looking, pretty, polite, plastic surgery, and impatient, as you can see here in the left. But on your right, the same question was asked to the Korean youth. What word comes to your mind when you think of ASEAN people? Okay, the Koreans viewed ASEAN people as dark skinned, small, poor, kind, foreign workers, skinny, and friendly. Okay, next slide, please. Again, the center conducted the survey. Okay, so the survey didn't change much. Okay, the views of Koreans did and ASEAN young people didn't change much. Okay, next slide, please. So by category, we can see here that the ASEAN youth really are amazed by Korea's pop culture, as you can see here in the entertainment per category. In terms of entertainment, words associated with Korea are K-drama, as you can see here, K-pop, actor, actress, variety shows, and music. In terms of beauty, words associated were fashion, skincare, makeup, products, plastic surgery, and aloe vera. This is very interesting. Why aloe vera, right? Um, okay, culture. This is some sort of the plan to travel to Korea or visit Korea. The weather, the four seasons, the places to travel like Seoul, Myeongdong, Namsan Tower, Busan, Nami Island, Jeju Island, and of course the tradition, the hanbok and the palaces, the scenery, the food, the kimchi, soju, ginseng, instant noodles, barbecue, the history, the rich culture, football, and of course Korea as a soft power, a Korea soft power. Okay, in terms of development, the ASEAN youth associate Korea with technology, automobiles, water filters, as a rich country, brands like Samsung and LG, infrastructure, transportation, modern R&D, research and development, and innovation. And in terms of society, they view Korean people as friendly, nice, diligent, polite, patriotic, but at the same time stressed, bullying, and depression. Okay, next slide, please. So if the same questions were asked to the Korean youths. So you can see here the results. Okay, next slide, please. So, but per category, these are the words associated um, with ASEAN and the ASEAN people from the viewpoints of, from the perspective of the Korean youth. Again, the perceptions didn't change much in 2017 and in 2021. The ASEAN region is seen as a place of tourism, as a vacation spot, as a with hot weather, humid summer, and scenery. In terms of culture, words associated were diversity, fruits, the tropical fruits, Hallyu fans, and football. And in terms of society, they viewed the peoples as laborers, youth, neighboring country, friends, diligent, the gap between rich and poor, cheap labor, kind, and laid back. And finally, how they viewed the ASEAN nationals in Korea, they view them as foreign workers and then marriage migrant. Okay, so now many of you wonder, how about the Philippines and Filipinos, right? Do these perceptions of ASEAN also reflect the Korean views of Filipinos? Though, do these views reflect how they see the Filipinos, the ASEAN in general? Um, Fortunately, however, there's the study per country is not included in the survey. Fortunately, however, there's a video I came across that I'd like to share tackling just like that. And I would like to share it with you. It's just a very short video, about 10 to 12 minutes. And Abby, could you please share it to our participants? Abby, I'm sorry, there's no sound.
Hey everybody, it's Steven from Asian Boss. Did you know that Korea and the Philippines share one of the closest bilateral relations in Asia? The Philippines even helped Korea out during the Korean War by sending over 7,000 soldiers. And only 60 years ago, around 1960, the Philippines was widely considered by the Korean leaders as a nearly unreachable role model for economic development, which is crazy if you think about it in 2022. And now, K-pop and the Korean cultural wave is completely taking over the Filipino youth, who probably knows more about Korea than the average Koreans. But what about the opposite? How much do the average Koreans know about the Philippines? Our Asian Bus reporter hit the streets of Seoul to find out.
우선 필리핀 하면은 떠오르는 이미지가 어떤 게 있을까요?
우선 필리핀 같은 경우에는 관광지로서 되게 발달이 잘 돼 있고 어학연수로도 주로 가는 나라라고 생각을 하고 있습니다.
외국인 노동자분 그리고 이제 여행, 관광이 좀 떠오릅니다.
저는 휴양지라고 생각해요.
휴양지 그 뭐 신혼여행? 약간 바다.
제가 과일을 좋아하는데 그 필리핀 지역에서도 바나나 재배를 많이 한다고 알고 있어서 그것 정도 알고 있습니다.
일단 개발도상국이라는 이미지가 조금 있는 것 같아요. 왜냐면 제가 전에도 뉴스에서 몇 번 봤는데 좀 이런 구조는 저희 나라랑 조금 비슷하다는 생각이 드는 게 빈익빈 부익부 같다는 생각이 많이 들었거든요. 그래서 전부터 이제 좀 전에는 필리핀이 이런 이미지까지는 아니었는데 최근 들어서 조금 정치인들이 살짝 바뀌면서 좀 자신의 이익을 많이 챙기려 하다가 나머지 국민들이 조금 안 좋은 길 쪽으로 많이 들어간다는 얘기를 많이 들었었거든요. 그래서 지금 아직도 저는 조금은 개발도상국 쪽이 아닐까 하는 생각이 많이 들어요.
저가 고등학교 친구가 필리핀에서 이민을 살다가 고등학생 때 한국에 와서 같이 지냈던 친구가 있었어가지고 그 친구 덕분에 필리핀에서의 생활과 거기에서 어떤 문화가 있는지에 대해서 조금 들어볼 수 있었어요. 필리핀이라고 해서 그 필리핀어를 많이 쓴다기보다 거기서 영어를 더 많이 쓴다는 거 듣고 조금 신기했어요.
전 세계적으로 K-팝 팬 수를 따지면은 3순위를 한다고 하는데요. 이처럼 K-팝이나 뭐 K-드라마가 필리핀 분들에게 인기가 많은 이유가 무엇일까요?
아무래도 요즘 K 문화가 전 세계적으로 인기를 끌고 있는 것도 사실이고 그러다 보니까 필리핀이 멀지 않은 위치에 있는 나라이기 때문에 더 자주 접하고 한국인이 필리핀에 자주 가니까 그거만큼 한국의 접촉이 좀 많이 돼가지고 많이 접하게 되는 것 같습니다.
아무래도 한국이 경제 성장이 더 빨랐잖아요. 먼저 이루어졌으니까 조금 그런 서구화된 것들이 먼저 들어온 것 같아요. 그래서 그런 서구화된 것들을 아무래도 추앙하는 경향이 현대사회에 생겼다 보니까 좀 그런 면들을 더 따라가고 싶은 마음에서 근처에 있는 나라 중에서 있는 나라를 따라가는 것 같아요.
아무래도 필리핀의 좀 문화에 비해서 저희 나라 그런 K-팝 그런 문화들이 좀 더 잘 발달해 있고 쉽지 이제 좀 어렵지 않게 발견할 수 있는 게 그런 K 그런 문화에 대한 콘텐츠 이런 거가 아닐까 하는 생각이 들어서 좀 비교적 그래도 찾기 쉬운 게 K 콘텐츠다 생각을 해서 그런 방식으로 조금 한류 팬이 늘어난 게 아닌가. 현재 한국에는 5만 명 정도의 필리핀 분들이 거주하고 계시는데 그렇다면 반대로 평균적인 한국 분들이 필리핀에 대해서는 얼마나 알고 있을까요?
그렇게 인지도가 많이 높진 않을 것 같다고 생각을 해요.
잘 모르는 것 같아요. 휴양지로만 알고 놀러 가는 것만 알고 뭐 다낭? 뭐 약간 이렇게 베트남이랑 필리핀도 헷갈려 하니까 사람들이 그렇게 자세히는 모르는 것 같아요. 갔다 오지 않는 이상.
그렇게 높지는 않을 것이라고 생각을 합니다. 필리핀이 동남아 국가 중 하나인데 동남아에도 비슷한 문화권의 여러 나라가 있다 보니까 필리핀 하나의 국한에서만 얘기하지 않고 얘기를 하게 되면 동남아 전체에 대해서 얘기를 하게 되는 경향이 있어요.
한국 사람들이 필리핀에 대한 어떤 편견들을 갖고 있을까요?
편견이라기에는 좀 그분들한테 좀 말씀드리기 죄송스럽긴 한데 1년 사시사철이 이제 따뜻한 기후에 있다 보니까 아무래도 조금 행동이 좀 여유롭고 좀 천천히 하는 그런 부분이 많은데 이제 대한민국은 빨리빨리 무너져나요. 그렇다 보니까 우리의 관점에서 그분들이 보면 답답함이 좀 느껴질 수 있다. 좀 그런 편견이 있지 않나.
젊은 분들은 아무래도 많이 다녀보시고 하니까 편견이 적으신 편인 것 같은데 아무래도 중장년층에서는 아직까지는 피부색에 대한 편견이 조금 남아있는 것 같습니다.
저는 외국인 노동자의 생활에 대해서 자세히 접해보지 못했지만 우리나라 내에서도 외국인 노동자 차별에 대한 문제가 아직 제법 많이 남아있다고 들어서 좀 부당한 대우를 받고 일하는 외국인 노동자분들도 굉장히 많지 않을까 하는 생각이 듭니다.
한국 미디어에서 비춰지는 필리핀은 어떤 나라일까요?
예전에 국제수사라는 영화가 있었는데 그 영화에서 필리핀이 굉장히 좀 마약도 하고 뭐 좀 나쁜 이미지로 비춰져서 거기에 한국 경찰이 가서 범인을 잡으러 간다 이런 영화가 있었어요. 저는 그 영화를 안 봤는데 시놉시스만 봐도 좀 너무했다. 아무리 이미지가 그래도 그런 사람이 그렇지 않은 사람이 더 많을 텐데 그렇게 단정 짓는 건 너무하지 않나 그런 생각이 있었거든요. 아마 영화뿐만 아니고 다른 뭐 매체나 뭐 드라마 뭐 그런 데서도 아마 이런 관념이 박혀 있지 않나.
최근에 범죄도시 2라는 영화를 봤는데 거기서는 필리핀이 좀 범죄도시처럼 비춰지는 그런 장면으로 주로 다뤄졌어요.
그러면은 그런 장면들을 봤을 때 어떤 생각이 드셨나요?
동남아시아 같은 나라를 여행을 많이 가는데 그런 영상을 볼 때마다 동남아시아가 되게 무섭게 느껴지고 그렇게 해서 아무래도 여행을 꺼려지게 됩니다.
그러면은 이제 필리핀에 여행을 직접 가보셨다고 했는데 필리핀 내에서 사회적인 어떤 문제들을 보신 적 있으실까요?
사실상 위험하다고 하기보다는 밤에 다닐 때 어두운 골목들이 많이 있어서 그런 곳을 다닐 때 아직은 조금 안전에 대해서 신경을 써야 되지 않나라는 생각이 들었습니다. 딱히 막 어떤 위험한 상황이 있었다. 그리고 그 이제 술집이나 이런 곳 근처에서 뭔가 여성성을 상대로 하는 호객행위들을 많이 본 적이 있어서 그 부분은 조금 안타깝게 생각을 했었습니다.
약간 이제 동남아 전체를 좀 비추는 시선이 아무래도 이제 조금 뭔가 서양 영화에서 러시아나 북한을 다루는 시선처럼 조금 뭔가 이렇게 뭔가 좀 어둡고 좀 이렇게 개발이 덜 돼 있고 그런 시선으로 많이 보는 것 같아요.
편견이라는 것은 어떻게 보면 시간이 지나면서 정형화된 그 나라의 인식이라고 볼 수 있는데 좋든 나쁘든 간에 그것은 결과라고 생각을 하거든요. 그래서 그 편견을 무조건 부정하기보다는 앞으로 그 편견을 어떻게 바꿔 나갈지에 대한 개선 방향을 편견을 갖고 있는 사람에서도 그다음에 편견을 바꾸고자 생각하는 쪽에서도 중요하게 다뤄야 할 과제라고 생각을 합니다.
동남아시아에서 필리핀이 성매매 관광지로 좀 자리를 잡았다고 하는데요. 혹시 코피노라는 단어를 알고 계신가요?
그 코피노가 한국에서 여행을 온 남성이 성매매나 뭐 헌팅을 통해서 필리핀 여성과 관계를 맺고 나온 자녀를 그렇게 말한 걸로 알고 있습니다.
네, 맞습니다. 혹시 그런 일들에 대해서는 좀 어떻게 생각하세요?
그 여행을 갔던 관광객 남성이 굉장히 무책임하다고 볼 수 있고 그게 돈으로는 해결이 될 수 없다고는 생각을 합니다.
사실상 모든 일의 순리에는 수요가 있어야 공급이 있다고 생각하기 때문에 어쩌면 남용하는 사람들의 행동을 근절을 해야 된다고 생각합니다. 따라서 그쪽에서 성매매가 이루어지는 것도 물론 잘못된 거지만 그 부분을 오락으로 즐기는 그분들의 생각을 좀 바꿀 필요가 있는 것 같습니다.
국제 결혼이 필리핀 국적 여성과 한국 국적 남성 간에서 이루어지고 있는 것은 알고 있었는데 그런 식으로 성매매를 통해서 아이가 생기는 것은 전혀 모르고 있어서 좀 당황스럽고 국적을 떠나서 성매매를 통해서 원치 않는 아이가 생기는 것은 그 아이를 부양해야 하는 부모한테나 또 원치 않는 삶을 부여받게 된 아이한테나 어떻게 보면 몹쓸 짓이죠. 필리핀 쪽에서도 그런 경제 구조를 개선하기 위한 노력을 해야 될 것이고 한국에서도 그런 거래를 잡을 수 있는 그 인터폴 시스템을 좀 마련해야 될 것 같습니다.
저도 그런 단어가 일단 붙여졌다는 거를 보면 그런 문제들이 필리핀 내에서 많이 생겨나고 있다는 것을 알 수 있는데 저는 그래서 어쨌든 그런 성매매적인 목적으로 필리핀으로 여행 가는 사람들이 많다는 거를 느껴서 조금은 실망스러운 그런 사람들에 대한 실망스러운 감정도 느끼고 필리핀이 한시라도 빨리 그런 체계를 잡아서 그런 성매매적인 거를 좀 통제를 할 필요가 있지 않나 하는 생각이 듭니다.
필리핀에 관련된 뭐 안 좋은 문화나 편견들을 해결하기 위해서는 앞으로 어떤 개선들이 있어야 할까요?
저는 우리나라 대다수 국민들이 그런 편견을 없애기 위해서는 필리핀에 대해서 더욱 많이 접하는 게 가장 중요하다고 생각해서 저는 그 필리핀이라는 국가 내에서 약간 문화 사업을 좀 장려를 한다던가 아니면 그런 개인 크리에이터도 많이 활동을 할 수 있는 환경이 조성이 된다면 필리핀의 좋은 점, 장점들도 우리나라에 많이 전해질 수 있지 않을까 하는 생각이 듭니다.
그다음에 또 요즘 SNS를 통해서 홍보를 많이 하는 시대이니까 그런 소셜 미디어를 통해서 사람들의 인식을 바꿔 나갈 수 있으면 결국엔 인식이 행동을 만드는 거기 때문에 그런 뭐 범죄나 성매매 같은 것들도 자연스럽게 줄어들지 않을까 생각을 합니다.
우리나라 사람들이 외국인을 무서워하는 경향이 아직 많은 것 같아요. 그래서 몰라요. 모르다 보니까 별로 알고 싶어 하지 않아 하고 그러다 보니까 더 안 좋게 생각을 한단 말이에요. 그래서 안 좋은 인식이 좀 깊게 뿌리 박힌 것 같은데 일단 제대로 어떻게 그 나라 사람들이 살고 있는지를 좀 알려야 될 것 같아요. 일단 먼저 알아야 그게 좋은지 아닌 나쁜지 판단을 할 수 있으니까 정확한 정보 전달이 제일 필요하다고 생각합니다.
네, 마지막으로는 저희 시청자분들 중에서 이제 필리핀에서 한국을 방문하고 싶으신 분들이 꽤 많으신데 그분들 위해 한 말씀 해주신다면?
제가 한국을 대표하는 건 아니지만 제가 생각했을 때 한국은 정말 아름다운 나라거든요. 그래서 저가 필리핀을 꼭 가보고 싶은 만큼 오셔가지고 좀 한국의 문화를 즐기셨으면 좋겠어요.
그냥 걱정 없이 놀러 와도 될 것 같아요. 재밌게 친구들이랑 좋은 추억 쌓고 가시길.
모든 대한민국의 도시가 다 필리핀 사람들이 미디어에서 접하는 그런 서울 같은 도시는 아닐 거라고 생각을 합니다. 그래서 잘 알아보고 오시는 게 좋을 것 같네요.
해외 같은 경우에는 조금 소매치기라든가 이런 게 정말 빈번한 문제로 이제 많이 화제가 되는데 저희 나라 같은 경우에는 이제 그래도 어디 뭐 카페 같은 데 이제 짐을 놔두고 와도 건드는 사람이 없고 이제 그냥 되게 안전하게 잘 다닐 수 있는 사회이니까 안심하고 여행을 할 수 있다라는 장점을 좀 어필을 하고 싶습니다.
저는 우리나라 민족이 대부분 또 정이 많다고들 얘기하니까 외국인 분들이 이제 여행을 와서 뭔가 모르는 것이 생기거나 문제가 생겼을 때 길거리에 있는 사람들 아무한테나 물어봐도 대다수의 사람들은 도움을 주실 거기 때문에 그런 부분에 있어서 여행하기 좀 편한 나라가 아닌가 생각합니다.
Okay, thank you, Abby. I hope you enjoyed the video. So, based on the video, we can see that the stereotypes are not much different from those viewed by the Korean young people in 2017, 2021, 2022 survey of the ASEAN Korea Center. Okay, so first, the Philippines is viewed as a tropical country with tropical fruits. The Philippines is a vacation spot. It is a developing and a poor country, a place where foreign laborers come from, slow. And what are added in the list really is it's a kind of dangerous place, a place of crime, a place of sex tourism, and a place where there are Cupinos. These are the children of Filipinas, okay, and are victims of prostitution. The women are victims of prostitution and who bore children, and that's called Copino, Koreano, and Filipino. And also, maganda na sana, no? Developed country, but in the past. So generally speaking, the country is viewed negatively. So what to do about it? So what can we do to change these negative stereotypes? And I believe a lot in our small and big ways we can do something about it. Okay, next slide, please. But in the case of Filipino students, I believe that they are looked upon as bearers of the country when they go to Korea, the bearers of the Philippine culture and its people. In the same manner, their image or images are also accompanied by biases. Yet, I believe that these students have become agents of change as they chose to showcase the positive values of the Philippine society and show toleration towards other cultures. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so in the survey of alumni students, there are a few who have these comments. The first one would say the JKS, this is the study abroad funded by the Korean Scholarship, not only equipped us on superb research discipline, study, practical, and novel methods, but also opened a deep understanding and respect of different cultural backgrounds and lives of people. Another one would say that JKS helped me understand different cultures and nationalities. And another one would say that apart from the experience of studying at a top university in South Korea, I learned new cutting edge technologies and research methods that are applicable in the Philippine setting. This had made my day to day job as an assistant professor to elevate the quality of education in my discipline. Okay, next slide, please. So, as we can see, these students not only they know about, not only they learn about Korean culture and about Korea, they also learned the cultures of other nationalities and their interactions and friendships with those people from other countries. In a way, they have become ambassadors, not only of the Philippines, not only to Korea, but to other nationalities from other countries through their foreign teachers, classmates, friends, and acquaintances. And of course, these interactions with other cultures have enriched their experiences in Korea. And furthermore, they have gained and enhanced their knowledge and expertise in their chosen fields. Okay, next slide, please. Now, let me go to the very heart of this topic, which is the JKS, the Global Korea Students, and the JKS FAA. So from 1968 to 2019, based on the figures, there were a total of 144 students who studied in Korea under the Korean government scholarship. So if you look at the figures, the number were very few in the 1960s until 2000. But the number really rose from 2007, 2006 until the present. There was this dip, of course, during the pandemic, but it is expected that the number would soon increase. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so if you look at this graph and the figures, those who studied in Korea obtained their degrees. If you look at this, there 69% of the students obtained their master's degrees. 25 or 17% obtained their bachelor's degrees, and 8% obtained their doctoral degrees. And mind you, okay, especially for the graduate studies, they all wrote their thesis and dissertations as part of the requirements to obtain their degrees. So, in a way, they have become producers of knowledge. So, along with their experiences and enhanced knowledge and these research outputs, they could be very well useful to us as well. Okay, so the JKS FAA, or the Alumni Organization Association, recognized this, and so next slide, please. In order to take advantage and make use of this, it organizes annual colloquiums and webinars also to share this knowledge and information to the public. So, for example, we have here in 2020 where it organized a colloquium to share to the public the thesis and dissertations of those who graduated in Korea. The topics range from area studies, social sciences, and also hard sciences. Next slide, please. Again, in 2021, the JKS FA, the organization, collaborated with the Asian Center as regards a webinar on a very pressing issue then in South Korea, which is the Afghan refugees and multiculturalism in Korea. Next slide, please. And also, just last year in 2022, we at the JKS FA deemed it wise to organize a colloquium on learning mathematics like this one in two languages, because we thought that it was timely to discuss about this given the popular news about the Filipino learners lagging behind math and English. So we wanted to share to the public really possible issues surrounding the learning of Filipino learners about this subject, which is basically math, right? Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, so the goal did not just end there, did not just end with studying in Korea and then obtaining a degree in Korea. Instead, the goal also includes helping those who are left behind. And for this, the organization also extended its help when the Philippines was hit by Typhoon Odette. So in a way, the organization, the students, and those who graduated extended their hand to those Filipinos who are left behind. They have become a help and at the same time inspiration to others. Okay, next slide, please. So, in the end, what I'm really trying to say is this: that student migration is not absolutely a brain drain for us, brain drain for us. We have gained from it as well. So it has played positive roles, which I mentioned. The student migrants have become ambassadors or agents of change of the negative stereotypes about the Philippines and its peoples. They have become sources of knowledge and disseminators of knowledge as well to the public, and they have become a help and an inspiration to others. And equally really important is that student migration is also an opportunity to gain, not just for for the benefit of one's own benefit, but at the same time for the benefit of the greater good. When I say greater good, it means the Philippine society in general. So, next slide, please. With that, I hope to hear your questions. By the way, if you have time, please visit our page. It's a JKS Alumni Association Filipinas. And next slide, please. Thank you for listening. And I am so looking forward not only to your questions, but your interesting observations and insights related to this topic. Thank you so much. And have a good day, everyone. Thank you, Abby and Yoyi.
Thank you so much, Dr. Palumbarit, for that fruitful talk about student migration to Korea as a classic example of brain drain. Personally, as a student, I really enjoyed that talk. I found really lots of interesting points, especially since now I realize that the educational system in Korea is really promising. No wonder why a lot of Filipino students find it attractive. How about you, Yoyi?
I really learned a lot din from Dr. Palumbarit's talk, no? And I would have to agree sa mga word associations na pinakita kanina. Because personally din, kapag narinig ko talaga yung word na Korea, K-pop ang unang pumapasok sa isip ko. But then again, nakita din natin na hindi lang naman about K-pop or hindi lang K-pop yung lumilitaw sa isip ng mga tao when we talk about Korea. Now, I think it's time to open the floor for questions from our delegates and viewers. You may send your questions through the comments in our live chats. A gentle reminder that your questions will be flashed on the screen, so let's keep them as short and direct as possible.
Again, delegates, the floor is now open for questions, so you may send them in through the comment section.
Siguro, ma'am, I can start with the question. Question lang po, ano yung benefit factor sa mga students, Filipino students sa Korea? Kasi po yung brain drain is like a fear.
Yoyi, I'm sorry. So, hindi in topic ka sa akin. Could you please
Ay, sorry po.
ask the question again?
Hello, ayun po. Brain drain is not just an issue na may encounter natin sa South Korea. It's also a fear na natatakot tayo na mangyari sa mga taong pumupunta abroad in general. But in South Korea po, what's the pattern when it comes to Filipino students? Bumabalik ba sila or hindi na? Ano po yun?
Okay, it's a very interesting question to which I don't really have the figures, no. Based on my association with the Filipino students like in the JKSFA and those I know, there are those who stayed in Korea to work, okay, and there are those who came back. So hindi naman lahat na nagstay doon, but and nevertheless, kahit nandun sila sa Korea, they are also extending their hand in helping us out here. Like sabi ko nga, one example is the JKSFA, an alumni organization, all the students who graduated from Korea. We have members also who are working in Korea, and yet they are here to share, their knowledge, their skills, and their wonderful experiences to those who are going to Korea, and they're there really, even if they're in Korea. They're not at all lost in a way.
Thank you for that answer, ma'am. I also have a question as a host. So earlier, the stereotypes about Filipinos of Koreans were mentioned. I would just like to ask, are there like specific more negative perceptions or like stereotypes of Filipinos towards Koreans that are like uh, it's making them fear to migrate there or like study there? Since yung mga na-mention po kanina is from Koreans to Filipinos, meron din po ba yung mga Filipinos about Koreans na negative stereotypes?
I can't speak for all. No? There are issues surrounding this topic. One of which really is the language barrier. Because if you study in Korea, particularly in higher education, it's not the classes, the subjects are not entirely in English. So one issue really is the language. Kasi masyadong technical na siya. Hindi na siya yung day-to-day conversation na learn mo sa KLI, sa Language Institute. And it's really, really hard for Filipinos to deal with that. The issue of language, I think, is one of the biggest problems of Filipinos who opt to study to Korea. And plus the fact na nasa scholarship ka, di ba? So you are expected to finish for a certain period of time. You can't just fail. Otherwise, hindi mo matatapos, ikaw yung magbabayad. So the cost of it really is very expensive, higher education. So that's a big issue, the language one. Um, about other things, not really much based on my experience there and based on my association with other Filipinos. We pretty much enjoy our studies in Korea. Not only, as I mentioned in my talk, not only that we learned about Korea and the Korean people and they from us as well, but also you get to meet different people from other countries as well. And I really hope that we have more of this kind of partnerships or interactions because iba talaga kapag nakakausap mo ang mga Koreans and they would learn a lot from us and they would really appreciate really the beauty of the Philippines as well. Hindi siya yung nasa media lang na masyadong negative. They will get to learn that there are Filipino values that are very admirable, that we have practices and traditions here that are very interesting, and we are not just a vacation spot. We are more than that. So I really hope that there are more opportunities like this for Filipinos, and at the same time, there are also opportunities for Koreans to study in our universities para maiba naman ang kanilang opinion sa atin. In the surveys I showed you a while ago, yung survey ng ASEAN Korea, it's about Korea, with the Koreans, it's the Korean youth in Korea. Siguro maiiba yun kapag na-interview nila yung mga Koreans na nag-aaral dito and nag-stay dito for long. So wala kasing survey na ganon. So limited talaga yung knowledge nila about our country from what they see in the media and from what they watch in YouTube. So limited. But I do hope, and I'm positive naman and I'm hopeful na there will be future interactions among students, not only Filipino students in Korea, but Korean students in the Philippines as well.
Thank you for that wonderful insight, Man Michelle. Actually, medyo nagkaroon tuloy ako ng interest dun sa research topic na yun, no? Maybe in the future, we can really probe sa thesis natin, Abby, maybe.
Go,
di ba?
go. Interesting na, honestly. And very
Yes
useful.
po.
So go, Yoyi and Abby.
Thank you for that, Ma'am Michelle. And we have our first question from our delegate, Mix Marky Remorca. For GKS students, are they treated differently from Korean students because of preconceived notions?
For JKS students, paulit niya, are they treated differently? Yayo pa, flash ulit. Are they treated differently from Korean students because of preconceived notions? Are they differently from Korean students? Magandang tanong yan. Positive and negative based on my experience and the experience of others there. Pag sinabi kasing you are a student from the Philippines under the Korean government scholarship, wow yan. Lalo pag nasa Sky ka. Sasabihin nila, you're really, really smart. Of course, it's true. But kidding aside, they would see you as someone who is smart and an asset, really, to the Philippines and eventually probably to Korea. The sad part about it, or the negative part about is that especially when you enter Sky, it's very competitive for Koreans to enter. Like katulad din dito sa atin. So there is this sense na why is it easy for foreigners to get into Sky and why is it very competitive for us? So may ganong comparison, you know. Um, that's the thing I observe when I talk with my friends and when I was there. But then again, generally the students are viewed very positively, and that only that kind of comparison I observe when I was there. And depende rin kasi. If you study in Korea, there is this the GSIS, not yung pension ng mga government workers, but the Graduate School of International Studies, purely in English, and those in Ilban Bihagon, the mode of communication really is Korean. So iba din yon. Pag nasa GSIS ka, English naman lahat yon. So did you get acquainted with people from other countries? Madami doon. Sa Ilban Bihagon kasi, konti lang. Kasi nga dahil sa language. So, mahirap talaga siyang mag-aral doon. So, mostly mga klase mo naman doon, mga Chinese, mga Japanese, at magagaling na talaga sila sa Koreans. So, going back to the question, depende rin kung saan ka na-enroll, like sa GSIS ba or sa Ilban Lihagon or the General Graduate School. And at the same time, there is this comparison and kind of question sa mga Korean students mismo na why is it easier for these foreigners to get in than for us? Yung mga ganong mga issue, yung mga na-observe ko.
Thank you so much for that, ma'am. Another question from Mix Micaela Bautista is, in your perspective, how impactful is the export of knowledge from the Korean education system to the Philippine education system by our exchange students in potentially helping us uplift our nation in terms of technology, trade, and more?
I like this question. A very interesting question, very insightful question, Micaela. Wag mo lang alisin yung question. As I talked in as I showed in my slides, we learned a lot from not only the educational institutions there, but also from the experiences, the values, the traditions that we get to learn from Korea. How impactful, that's difficult to quantify, really. Exchange students, for sure, we have learned a lot from the institutions. In terms of technology and trade, the question really is, what do we do about this precious experiences and knowledge of many things of our Filipino students in Korea? Okay, so if we get to make use of these people, we let them come back here, we collaborate with them even if they're abroad, then I think it has positive impact, positive contribution naman. Especially to those who come back here from Korea, from their studies, they are able to use their knowledge and skills sa mga workplace nila. Marami sa mga students na graduate doon, bumalik dito, nagturo sa mga universities, mind you, not only in Luzon, but in Visayas and Mindanao. Iba-iba yung majors. And they're able to really apply the knowledge and experiences na nakuha nila doon sa Korea. Right? So very, very useful because not only exchange students, not only grad students, pag nasa labas kasi at nag-aral, you tend to reflect on your own. And I think the positive side of it is that you get to appreciate your own as well. So nako-compare mo siya. But again, how impactful it is, it's so hard really to quantify it. And the question of what do we do about these precious resources, nakadepende yan doon. So sana, I wish ko lang na bumalik sila dito and help us here. But then again, you can't blame people to stay behind there. Okay, so in a way, we gain from it. That's all I can say.
I agree, no, Dr. Michelle. Thank you for that po. And our next question from John Paul Bugaon, Seraon. Good afternoon, Ma'am Michelle. Did GKS undergo a psychological examination before they landed to study in Korea? Or if not, how did they handle culture shocks or any negative experiences while studying there?
psychological, iba-iba na kasi ngayon yung rules sa JKS. But basically, wala namang psychological examination. Okay? Before they landed, walang ganon. I'm not sure lang recently, no? As to the question of how did they handle culture shocks, I can assume na mga Filipinos ito na culture shock or the negative experiences while studying it there, right? Of course, mako-culture shock ka talaga, no? I've experienced it a lot. No, just chika lang. The first time I went to Korea in 2006 as a Korea language trainee sa Yonsei. That was the first time I went to Korea. And then I went to McDonald's. So I ordered chicken and rice. Basically, nag-order ako ng chicken and rice. So, feeling ko naintindihan naman ako. And then, dumating yung order ko. Walang rice. And then, nagtaka ako. Tapos sabi ko, oh my God, bakit walang rice? Tapos, fries lang. Wala palang chicken and rice doon. So, no, kidding aside. It's just one of the culture shocks I had back then. And, ito pang masaya. So walang chicken and rice. So, okay, kinain ko yung chicken, malaki, and then yung marami yung fries. So, pinabalot ko. Makapagsalita naman ako. That's a good thing I learned basic Korean when I left the Philippines. So, sabi ko, bibigay ko to sa bata na humihingi ng pagkain pag nasa lubong ko. Lakad-lakad ako. Nakarating na ako sa boarding house ko. Tapos kinain ko yung pagkain. Na-realize ko ako palang mahirap doon sa Korea. Kasi wala akong nakitang batang nanghingi. I'm just kidding. But it's true. So, na-shock ako, no? John Paul, sa mga ganung mga instances. So, in any case, how we handled it, that's an interesting question. The good thing about those who, yung mga nauna na ng mga estudyante, the Philippine Embassy and PICO, really, which, for your information, I was one of the founders of the PICO, but tagal na, no, 2006. Thanks to them, really, they are really a big help to students na sumunod sa amin. Okay, so if they have problems, there are many Filipinos who are willing to lend their hands to you. I've realized it, and I'm thankful for them. The Philippine Embassy in Korea, especially the PICO and other organizations, they can really help you a lot. Okay, so hindi mo masyadong ma-miss yung Philippines, hindi mo masyadong ma-miss yung pagkain dito because you get to meet also your fellow Filipino students there. And marami ring Pilipino doon. And every Sunday, if you're interested, you go to Hewadong, yung katapat lang ng Songyungwan University. Ang tawag nila doon, Little Manila, Jagon, Manila. Kasi maraming Filipinos doon, maraming Filipino foods doon. So every Sunday yon. So you won't miss Filipino foods. You won't miss speaking Filipino language. And there are Filipinos who are really willing to help. And for students like you, maybe John Paul in the future there, you visit the website, the Facebook of PICO, and they're very much helpful to the students as well. So culture shock, maybe the weather, some practices, but for sure you'll be fine when you go there to study in Korea. Yun ang mga experiences na bongga talaga itong mga culture shocks na to. Anyways. Okay, thank you, John Paul, for the question.
Thank you, Ma'am Michelle, for that. And
Thank you
hopefully
for
kami
that,
din ni
ma'am.
Abby.
Another question.
And hopefully tayo din, Abby, na
Tama.
ma-culture shock din tayo sa Korea in the future. Okay. Go read the next question, Abby.
Another question here is from Mix Sofia K. Fernandez. So I think this is about the video earlier. In terms of Kopino individuals, are there any negative perception of them by Korean natives?
Definitely. Ano yan eh, nakita niyo naman sa video kanina, parang sabi nga nung isang estudyante, sabi niya, that is irresponsible of the guy. Muche Kim, wala siyang responsibility. Negative siya. Because one, it is seen as irresponsible. And you know, in Korean society, family is very important. When you say family, you know, both parents should be present with children. So ang mga ito, sinong tatay nila? Tapos walang sense of responsibility yung tatay sa pagpapalaki dito sa bata. And that is a no-no in Korean society. So the father really should acknowledge, and should provide for their children. So very negative talaga ang dating nito sa mga Koreans doon sa mga Koreans because of that. Okay, so a sense of being a person that is not responsible, and the sense of family na hindi buo, and a father that cannot provide to his children is a no-no in Korean society. So very negative ang dating dito. Okay, so it may take a while to solve this problem, but it doesn't possess portray a good image. Yun.
Thank you for that, ma'am. I think for now that's the last question, unless any of the delegates want to leave more.
Can I have one last question, ma'am?
So,
Sorry po, interested po ako sa GKS kasi. Since GKS is a global naman po, no? Like different nationalities yung nag-join dito. Equal po ba yung number of students na kinukuha nila per country? And if hindi equal, what does that imply? For example, kung mas konti yung kinukuha nila sa Pinas, sa Southeast Asia, what does that imply po?
Alam mo, Yoy, mag-attend ka ng mga orientation ng GKS pa. Madami ka talaga matutunan doon. But as for your question, hindi yan equal. Konti lang talaga ang kinukuha nila from countries like us. Ang madami na kinukuha sila from China, from Vietnam. Nakikita mo naman, it's a developing, really a fast-growing economy. And madami kasi po rin investments doon. Indonesia too. And interestingly, Myanmar. Madami sila kumpara sa mga Filipino na mailan-ilan lang. Sa time namin in 2008, I remember, 4 lang kami. So very competitive yung program na yan, yung scholarship. So going back to your question, hindi siya equal. May binibigay na madami na mga slots para sa ibang countries. Okay, for some political and economic reasons. Okay, and also ang distribution ng mga JKS, konti lang din yan sa kada university. Parang dinidistribute talaga ang madami na mga scholars sa mga probinsya din. And also, for sure, to really promote the rural areas and universities outside Seoul. Okay. Bongga naman pag lahat nasa sky, di ba? So, kawawa naman yung ibang universities.
Tama po, ma'am. We agree. So, I think that's all of the questions. Yoyi, may dadagdag ka po ba?
Wala na. Attend na lang ako ng orientation. Sabi ni ma'am.
Nasa August ko yung meron.
Noted po yan, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po. Thank you everyone for your questions. Wait, may
humabol.
May humabol from Mix Z Avalon Diaz. Good afternoon po. If I may ask, why is there a gap of migrants from Vietnam and Korea than other ASEAN countries?
Why is there a gap of migrants from Vietnam and Korea than other? Oh, this is a very interesting question. I think it boils down to political and economic interest. Economic because Vietnam is a fast-growing economy, and there are so many Korean investments there. Okay, and the other one really is political. With China as a big factor here. So madami talaga from Vietnam na kinukuha because of these reasons compared with other ASEAN countries, economic and political reasons. The same is true with scholarship, with the JKS. Mas maraming mga Vietnamese na nakukuha kumpara sa mga Filipino scholars. Yun.
Thank you for that answer, ma'am. And again, thank you everyone for your questions. And with that, we will have to end the Q&A portion at this point. If any of you still have any more questions that you would like to ask, you may send them to us so that we can relay them to the speaker.
Okay, Abby and Joey, I'm sorry to butt in. I'm willing to share the PPT for those who are interested. Pa-cite na lang ng sources. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that, ma'am. And with that, we would like to recognize you, our dear speaker, Dr. Palumbarit, through a certificate of appreciation. Let me read the certificate. Yan. So this certificate of participation is hereby given to Dr. Michelle Palumbarit for imparting their valuable knowledge and insights during the 2023 Philippine-Korean Youth Forum with the theme Crossover, Reimagining and Embracing the Future, given this July of 2023 by Denise Pavia and Dr. Kyungmin Bae. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for the
Now may we call on...
opportunity.
Thank you din po for talking to us, ma'am. Now may we call on our documentation officer for the photo op with our esteemed speaker. And so let's take a picture po.
Let's count na lang po. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Ayan. Thank you so much, Ma'am Michelle. Meron po ba kayong gustong i-promote before we end this?
What will I promote? Yes, please visit the website of JKSPA and also the website of the Asian Center. We have their Korea courses, politics, society, and governance, and also we have every semester, yes, free Korean language, online Korean language in partnership with the SNU and the Asian Center. So please watch for the announcements from the UP Asian Center. Thank you.
Yan. Once again, thank you so much to our speaker, Dr. Palambarit, for that fruitful discussion this afternoon. Before we proceed with the program, why don't we set the virtual stage on fire a little bit, Abby?
That's a great idea, Yoyi, because today we are joined by some of the most talented performers of our generation.
Yes, our performers for today is the university-wide official ballroom dancing organization at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. They compete and perform in various events such as the UAAP Ballroom Formation Dance Competition and the UP Pep Rally, and host their own dance competitions as well, such as the UP Oblation Dance Sport Championship, ISCO You Think You Can Dance, and the UP Diliman Dance Sport Cup. To grace the PKYF stage for the first time, let us all welcome the UP Dance Sport Society.
UP Dance Sport Society of the University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Thank you so much, UP Dance Sport Society, for that graceful ballroom performance. Sobrang full of energy ng performance na yun na parang yung partner ko gusto na din mag-try.
Ay, hindi naman ganon, partner. But
Hindi ba? Hindi ba?
with how talented the UP Ballroom Society is, parang teaser na siya ng mga iba't ibang talentong matutunghayan natin sa August 5.
Huy, tama ka dyan. Kasi if you wanna see more Pinoy talent, make sure to sign up now at bit.ly/pkyf-fan-reg and join us next Saturday at the UP School of Statistics Auditorium.
And to show your support for the UP Dance Sport Society, you may like their Facebook page found on the screen. Ayan.
Yan. Kaya naman, delegates and viewers, I think you know what's next. Before we officially end, let's keep our souls alive by playing our favorite game once again, Nekkoya.
Yes, we have another set of prizes for today from our sponsors who have been supporting us since the beginning of PKYF 2023. For those who were not able to join the previous keynote lectures, the mechanics are very simple. You just have to comment the words flashed on the screen in the comment section of our Facebook or YouTube live stream. The first few people to comment wins.
Again, for you to win, you have to comment the words flash on the screen. Make sure that you are typing the correct words for your entry to be valid. Parang tuwing bibili ka lang sa buy and sell Twitter community. Kaya kailangan keyboard warriors tayo dito. Di ba? Yoy, keyboard warrior ka, di ba?
Actually, oo. Kaya dapat magpasalamat ang ating mga delegates and viewers dahil hindi ako kasama sa game na to. Sure! Okay, let's start. Next slide, please. For our first set of prizes, comment Salamat Urban Chic Resto Maginhawa to win a 10% e-discount card at Urban Chic Resto Maginhawa. Again, comment Salamat Urban Chic Resto Maginhawa and the first 7 winners will receive a 10% e-discount card at Urban Chic Resto Maginhawa.
So dahil wala pang nagko-comment while we wait for our 7 winners, don't forget to follow our dear sponsor on Instagram at Urban Chic BBQ. You may also like their Facebook page at Urban Chic Resto.
And for anyone who wishes to visit their restaurant to get that full Urban Chic Resto taste and experience, you may visit them at 195 Maginhawa Street, Quezon City. So may mga winners na ba tayo, Abby Bells?
Meron na, pero kulang pa, partner.
Dalawa pa lang silang nagko-comment.
Ayaw ata nila ng Urban Chic Resto.
Ayan, 3 na.
3 na.
Still waiting for 4 more winners.
Pag ayaw nyo, kami na lang. Char.
Di tayo pwede sumali, sayang, no?
Hindi ba? 4 na lang, delegates and viewers.
I think we can read na yung 3. For our first winner, we have John Paul Bugaon Seraon. Congratulations!
For our second winner, Mix LJ Nieto.
Yan, congratulations! For our third winner, we have Mix Micaela Bautista. Congratulations, Mix Micaela!
Ayan, and meron na tayong fourth winner, si Mix Z Avalon Diaz.
Yan, congratulations! Fourth, so we have 3 more, no?
Yes, kaya if you wanna be our winners, comment nyo na yung code on the screen.
Yes. Naku, parang ayaw ata nila, Abby.
Ayaw ba nila?
Should we wait until 2:21?
Okay, sige.
Okay. Ayan, meron na. Fifth winner, we have Mix Andre Gaviola. Congratulations. And for our sixth winner, we have Yogi Tamayo and Abby Salas. Di pala pwede.
Dalawa na lang ang kinina namin to.
Yes. Wala pa.
Wala talaga. Ayaw talaga. Baka gusto na lang bigay sa atin.
Kaya nga eh. Let's wait until 2:20. Ayan, 2:21 na pala. So maybe we can give the, mga voucher natin next time. Or on Friday. We can give that on Friday. So,
okay, congratulations to our 5 winners.
Yes.
And again, thank you to our sponsor, Urban Chic Resto Maginhawa, where friends and foes greet, meet, and eat. Just great food, great vibes.
For For those who weren't able to win, don't worry because we have another set of prizes from another one of our dear sponsors on Flow. Our prizes this time... Ay, charot. Sige, ikaw na. Ikaw na, partner. Sorry.
Our prizes this time are beneficial, particularly to our female delegates and viewers. However, to our male viewers, don't worry because you can still participate if you wish to do so. And you may give these prizes to your female friends, family members, or even your girlfriend. Sana all. So are you guys ready for our second batch of prizes?
I think they're ready, Abby. Sana makompleto na natin ang winners this time. Next slide, please. To win, comment on Flow for the Go, Go, Go. Again, comment on Flow for the Go, Go, Go. Ganun ba yun, Abby?
Ganun yun.
Yes. The winners will receive a 150 pesos worth of e-voucher on any on-Flow products.
Again, as we wait for the winners, we would like to promote our dear sponsor, Aunt Flo. You may follow them on Instagram at Aunt Flo Beauty. You may also like their Facebook page and visit their website flashed on the screen. So, do we have winners now, Yoyi?
We have, two. Ayan, dalawa na sila. For our first winner, congratulations again, Mix Andre Gaviola.
And for our second winner, Mix Micaela Briones, congratulations.
Congratulations. Our third winner is Mix John Paul Bugaon Seraon. Congratulations, Mix John Paul.
And for our next winner, Mix Micaela Bautista.
Congratulations, Mix Micaela. So we have 4 winners now. Let's wait for 3 more. Oh, ayan na. Our fifth winner is Mix LJ Nieto. Congratulations.
Parang sila lang ulit to, partner.
Tiba-tiba sila. Tiba-tiba sila today. Grabe yon.
Ihahabol pa ba?
Yes, let's wait until 2:24. 1 minute.
Unflow na to, guys.
Unflow na to. Ayan.
Ayan! So, sa'yo na ang sunod na Unflow. Mix Sofia K. Fernandez.
Iyon na yan, Mix Sofia. Congratulations. So far, we have 2, 4, 6, 5. We have 5 winners so far.
6?
So 6 na ba? Sorry. Sorry. So, isa na lang, humabol na kayo. Ito na yun, no? Unflow na to.
Sa'yo na lang daw ulit, Yoyi.
Pwede naman. So, I think we can give the last prize na lang on Friday again, partner. So, remember, 2 Urban Chic vouchers and 1 Unflow voucher. Ayan. So, congratulations to our 6 lucky winners. Thank you so much to our sponsor, OnFlow, for these valuable items that I'm sure will be very beneficial to our female viewers during their period. Again, you may avail your 150 pesos worth of e-voucher on any OnFlow products, such as their washable cloth pads and menstrual cup set flashed on the screen.
Truly, OnFlow empowers Filipinos with trusted and affordable alternatives to disposable menstrual products. And just like at OnFlow, PKYF and UP Arirang believe that every woman deserves to flow freely.
That's right. Before we end our game, we would like to invite everyone to visit another one of our sponsors, flowerstore.ph. You may use their app-exclusive voucher with the code PKYF20 to get 20% off your purchase plus free shipping. You may also use their web and app voucher with the code PKYF15 to get 15% off your purchase and free shipping. Ayan, saktong-sakto ang Flower Store PH ngayon dahil graduation season. Tama ba, Abby?
Parang gusto kong makatanggap kahit di ako graduating.
Same.
Okay, and that concludes the last keynote lecture for PKYF 2023. We hope that all of the delegates, especially those in the governance and diplomacy track, as well as other viewers in the live stream, were enlightened and have gained something from our esteemed speaker.
We would like to ask all the participants in our live stream to patiently wait for the feedback or attendance form to be sent to you by our facilitators.
Also, remember, this is required for us to validate your attendance in the session. For any other questions, kindly message your respective group facilitator in your GCs.
And we are once again inviting everyone to join us at the UP School of Statistics Auditorium next Friday for PKYF 2023's Culmination Day. For our fans and public viewers, sign up now for free at bit.ly/pkyf-fan-reg and be part of the 150 fans to meet the P-pop artists Yes My Love, Press Hit Play, and G22. And for our delegates, make sure to answer the G form sent in the delegates Facebook group. Thank you everyone for attending today's keynote lecture for the governance and diplomacy track. We hope to see you all again on Friday for the plenary session and workshop. I am Yoyi Tamayo and you may follow me at Yosh Tamayo on Instagram.
And I am Abby Salas. You may follow me at abby.bell on Instagram. We are your hosts for PKYF 2023's Governance and Diplomacy Keynote Lecture.
Thank you, delegates and public viewers, and see you on Friday.
Thank you. And on August 5.
Yes, August 5.